Yousician is the best way to learn, practice, and master the guitar. Just grab your acoustic or electric and play along. Yousician listens to you play and gives instant feedback on accuracy and timing. Fun and addictive gameplay tracks your progress and keeps you motivated. Whether you're a complete beginner or an advanced professional, you can follow.
All right, guys. Can you hear me all right? All right, so my name's Alexis, and I am a executioner in the game Yousician. So, what's Yousician? Yousician is a guitar learning app, and that's what this stream is all about. If you haven't tried Yousician and you're interested, there is a link in the description box. And basically, I'm going to be streaming the weekly challenges. So the weekly challenges, it's every week there's a new challenge where people compete, all the players compete for the high score on all these songs. So I'm basically going to be playing through all of these songs and breaking it down and how to learn them. Any problem spots I'll talk about. I'm also I have like 2 monitors set up here, so I can kind of read your chat a little bit. So I'm gonna, at the risk of it screwing me up, seeing what you guys are saying. So yeah, that way it'll be hopefully a little bit easier for me to keep track of what you guys are saying. So, and make it a little bit more interactive in the sense of whether or not you guys are asking questions and whatnot. So I'm just taking a look here, and we've got some of the old usual suspects. We've got Dudus Monk, Craig, Sandy, but we got some new people, Chrissy. Well, Chrissy isn't new, but some other people that I don't recognize. So welcome to the stream. So Dr. S. Moore, something like that. And Tomic is fairly new, although he was in the previous. Crimson Taco Man. That's great. Welcome to the stream, guys. Okay. I love silly, ridiculous nicks. So, here we go. I'm going to try the first one, the easy one. And let's let it rip.
Se necesita una poca de gracia y otra cosita y arriba, ay arriba, y arriba, y arriba, yo no soy marinero, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Una vez que te dije que eras bonita, se te puso la cara coloradita y arriba, ay arriba, y arriba, y arriba, yo no soy marinero, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam.
Okay. That's the first time I've actually played that one.
Almost perfect. Next time, you'll nail it.
Silly mistakes. I'm not going to redo that one. There's There's not even offbeats on that one, so that's pretty straightforward. Pretty much the same fingers over and over and over and over and over and over. And so, anyway, what do we got for high scores? Some new names. Sean Tamio. So these are people. Some of these people I actually haven't seen before. Yeah. So where am I? 678, way down there. So that's fine. I can live with that. I will be checking out the scores, improving my scores later on. But there really isn't a whole lot. Whole lot going on with that one, really. Same 3 frets, same 3 fingers over and over and over and over again. So there's your top 10. Let's move on. Yeah, where's Mike? He was in the top 10 there. Okay. All right. Another one. I haven't tried this one, so this will be completely cold run. So if I suck at it, well, you're watching it live, so I'm okay. I'll live with it. Okay, so now that I've got that in my head, I'll do a better run of that. So essentially, flipping back and forth between 16th triplets, which is going to be 6 notes per beat, I think. Or is it 8th notes? Hold on, let me take it in practice mode here. What do we got? Yeah, triplets. 1, 2, 3. So I get 8th notes and quarter notes there. But yeah, triplets, I would think of this as groups of, like, thinking rhythmically in the groups of 6s and then switching to groups of 3s. So that's the way that I sort of think of this one here. Alright, I'll do a full run and won't stop.
almost perfect. Next time, you'll nail it.
Okay, almost a perfect run, like one note, and I know why I missed that note. So let's take a look at scores here. Al Carbon at number 1, Prince Valium number 2, and then Zero number 3, Seeker of the Way number 4, just knocked out of the top 3. And there's your top 10 global. So I have some work to do, and that's fine. But the reason why I flubbed that note, I believe, if I'm correct, I think it's because it was a switch up between being on an offbeat and then being on an offbeat. Let's take it into practice mode here, and we'll take a look at that section. So chord, and then we have the single notes right here. Oh, maybe not. So that was just my brain. So that was just my brain hearing hearing something in the music and then wanting to play something different. So let me just take a look. Yeah, so that was just me hearing the offbeats of the drums and wanting to play to the offbeats, but the actual notes that were being shown there were actually on beats. So and that happens sometimes. So you just get yanked into a certain type of a rhythm that isn't what you should be playing. You're pulled into another instrument that's happening there. So I will leave that alone and try to get a gold star run later on. Okay, we have another guy. Welcome to Guitar Player. He is a beginner musician at level 3. Thanks for coming out, guy. Crimson Taco Man is level 1. While you guys are at it, why don't you offer up what levels you are to everyone else, so everyone can see what level you are at and how you compare to other people in the chat there. Okay, finger picking. I will be flat honest. I have not even looked at this one, so same thing. If it sucks, there you go. You're seeing it.
Para bailar la bamba se necesita una poca de gracia y otra cosita, y arriba, ay, arriba, yo no soy marinero, por ti seré, Bamba, 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 bamba. Una vez que te dije que eras bonita, se te puso la cara coloradita, y arriba, ay, arriba, yo no soy marinero, por ti seré, Bamba, 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 bamba.
Yep, not so good, but that's okay.
Well done. You can continue to the next exercise.
Before I do another run of that, I'm going to take it in practice mode and talk about what's happening here. So, and what I'm doing. I've explained this before, but for the right hand, P, I, M, A is the letter designations for your right hand. P, I, M, A. So P is thumb, I is index finger, M is middle finger, A is the ring finger. So I'm using, for this one, I'm using PIM for the entire thing. In the very beginning here, I'm I'm just going P, I, M in a C chord shape for the left hand. And in this part here, I just switch those two fingers over. And it's a very quick motion from this note. So, because of how fast that is, some people will want to use, there's a sort of a system or a way of thinking of using specific fingers on designated strings. I don't really play that way. I will use any finger on almost any finger and any string, depending on the situation. And yes, you could pick this one. So even though it's called the finger picking pattern, you could use a pick on this one. There's nothing really about this one that makes, that's technically impossible without a pick. So anyway, but that note is so quick that whenever there's a succession of notes on the same string, I will use two different fingers. So some people will use the index finger twice. I use my index finger, then my middle finger in this situation. So I am at the end. I am. So anyway, so there's that. And basically, what's happening in this one is that there's just this G chord, there's variations. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking this shape and I'm moving it up. So I'm thinking of the F chord with the first finger, second finger, third finger, and I'm just thinking of moving that up. Even though I don't actually play these two notes, that's the way I'm thinking, even if I don't necessarily put my fingers down there. And then throughout this song, there's different variations of how this G goes. So that's where I was making all of my errors, is that I wasn't sure which... I didn't know there was going to be variations, and I didn't know how I should be playing those. I wasn't ready for it, so I kind of have to plot it out to decide what fingers I'm going to use or what pattern or what the rhythm is. So, but yeah, mostly shapes for this whole one here. So, all right, let's try another run.
Necesita una poca de gracia y otra cosita, y arriba, ay arriba, y arriba, y arriba, yo no soy marinero, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bam, 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 bam. Una vez que te dije que eras bonita, se te puso la cara coloradita, y arriba, ay arriba, y arriba, yo no soy marinero, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam.
Okay, better score, but still that one flub note. Hapa as the top score. So I've got some work to do, and that's fine. Way down here at 32nd. So Mr. V is just above me, and Meti 196. So lots of you guys beat me so far. Kuriel, that's a crazy, hilarious profile picture. And friends list, what do we got? I'm an 8th. Not too shabby. Aaron at number top spot. So, yeah, that little, I don't know if that little fast run of PIM may or may not be difficult for you. So that's almost like a rolling of your fingers. So, anyway, yes, Mike Jackson said, "Si Chico is Spanish for little finger." So sometimes we do use your pinky. So that's PIMAC. But it's very, very, very rarely used. It's unless you play flamenco. Flamenco, we use it. It's used a lot in flamenco for a technique called rasgueado, which is the order of the notes is C, A, M, I. So it's a very popular and very recognizable sound. So you're actually flicking your fingers out and using the back side, like the nail side of your finger to strum through the chords. So anyway, little extra bit of information here. Okay, let's try the final one, level 9. Apparently Crimson is giving us some insults in Spanish, I think. Okay. Yeah, let's try this one here. Some awkward fingerings, but I'll explain how to do that in a bit.
Almost perfect. Next time, you'll nail it.
Almost perfect. Okay, so some flubs there. I need to break some things down and explain how I'm thinking for this one. There's a new name. Samuel at first place. Dim in second. So there's some weird fingerings going on here that I'll explain the way I do it, but there's definitely other ways of playing this. So take it into practice mode here. So right out of the gate, the first theme is just weird. So this is simple and easy enough, but as soon as you have to go to, it's so fast. Could you do and move over? I suppose. It's a little choppy sounding. Would I do that? No. So that's really dependent on how strong these two fingers are. If you're not strong with those, that's going to take some time. So that's basically right out of the gate. If you can't do that, this is going to be a pretty tough one to do. And then we have, I'm just going to talk about the finger, or the frets. That's awkward. So you might be thinking to do this, and then taking your fourth finger and trying to shift it just over to the third string. I wouldn't do that. This is going to be a weird fingering, and it almost seems, well, it is counterintuitive, because visually, just looking down at your hand, it kind of makes sense to just shift those fingers over. I don't do that. I actually take my third finger, go over to the third string. Again, this all looks very counterintuitive, and it is, and I just program myself to be able to do this, to try to eliminate that weird, awkward shift. So I'm doing third finger to first finger, and then final finger with my second finger. 4, 3, 4, 3, 1, 3, 2. So that's pretty awkward. And that scale run is pretty straightforward. So that's, to get hit right from the start, the very beginning of the song, with that weird fingering is pretty tough. And then most of it is just scale runs going up and down, so that's pretty basic. A little bit of double picking here and triple picking. So alternate picking, really important too. Having that and being synchronized. So I think Mike is taken off, I believe. So thanks for coming out. Crimson earlier misunderstood me. I wasn't saying that you were insulting. I was saying you were giving translations of an insult, one insult, which I thought was funny, to be honest. I'll probably scroll up later to see what that word is, and maybe use that, because I think it's funny. It wasn't terribly mean, but still kind of humorous to me. Okay, so scale runs. Nothing terribly difficult about that. Although, again, there's a lot of heavy dependence on fourth finger in these runs, so that's pretty difficult. This one here, at first I found a little bit difficult just because of this change here with your fourth finger. You almost can't get rid of this unless you do... actually, you kind of can't. So... shifting that finger over, I suppose you could bar. I don't. I sort of shift that finger over to the next string. So anyway, that's a bit awkward. So take it into practice mode, isolate it, loop it. Okay, so I don't know if there's much else other than that. Those are the two sort of big problem spots. If anything else, it's the difficulty with this one is memorizing. There's so many themes. It's like new theme, new theme, new theme, new theme, new theme. That's half of the problem with this one, is that it's constantly changing themes and trying to keep it all organized in your head, what they are, rhythmically as well as finger-wise, and being ready for them when they come up, that's pretty difficult. So other than that, I think that is pretty much it. Wait, no, there's this one part here at the end. So that, again, it depended on alternate picking and a bit of a strange rhythm if you're not used to these kinds of rhythms. And then, so that quick change there, you have to make a decision to either bar, so using a third finger for both. I use third finger on the second string, second finger on the third string. So that pretty much wraps out all the difficult fingerings, I believe, at least for me anyway. If you have any other difficulties with that one, just let me know in the comments or in the chat, because you can't do comments right now for some reason. Anyway, somebody mentions the Olympics. I'm surprised there wasn't an Olympic theme, although maybe the whole Spanish, but then theme sort of ties in, but then it was in Brazil. We don't have Brazilian music. Anyway, a little strange, but let's try another run. Okay, a little bit better. Moved up a few spots to 5th. Still made some silly mistakes. But yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. But yeah, that's some tricky stuff in there. The mistakes that I did make was again because I simply wasn't able to get that pattern into my head fast enough, whichever pattern that was. Let's just, might as well just take a look at it. I'll finish it off.
Keep on rocking like this.
Okay, that was better. Still in 5th place, so didn't move up there, so still some work to do. But, basically, that one's probably the most heavily dependent on your 4th finger, I think, of all of the sections. So that is probably gonna, it's a good 4th finger workout if you haven't really worked on that. Also, forgot to mention there's that chromatic run. So this one, there's that 4-3-2-1 fingering comes back often in this one. So, which means you have to be strong with every single finger. So, yeah, so really forces you to be strong with that one. I guess I'm going to switch over to bass here. Try a couple of songs, and I will mute. Prince Valium just showed up. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for coming out. If there was a competition between me and James, I would say James would win, because he wrote half the songs. This is a question in the chat. He wrote half the songs, so I'm pretty sure he would know how to play his own stuff a little bit better than me. So that, to me, that would only make sense. And of course, Julian was another option for winning. That would definitely be my second choice for who would win between that and then me coming in last place, of course. Anyway, let's take a look at bass. I'm going to do the level 6 and the level 8 one. Now, full disclosure here, these ones here have parts or orders of notes and combinations of notes in for my right hand that I find quite difficult and I'm not comfortable with. So it's like personal weaknesses of mine. Anyway, let's Frederick was in the chat. Thanks for coming out. But I think he's taken off, so thanks for coming out for the time that you were here. So hopefully we can see you next week. Frederick also was one of the uke players in the Playing in the Park collab that I did a number of weeks ago. So if you haven't checked that out, please check that out. It's on my channel there. Yeah, Playing in the Park collab. So that was 31 different musician players all playing in the same video. Well, combined in the same video, but all the audio was edited into one playthrough for the song. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. Let me try this one.
Are you sure your bass is in tune?
Okay, so what's going on with this one? Basically, just a whole lot of patterns, a lot of chord type patterns. So that was probably the third or fourth time I've played through that, so I'm still not really familiar with it. But what's going on is it's just accenting chords. So even this, that's like the three notes of a C major chord. It's like root, third, fifth, or C, E, G. And that shape is just moved around a lot. So it's really dependent on being comfortable with those shapes. And learning this piece, learning it better than I have, and being ready for when all of the change up happens. Let me try that one again. Kind of annoys me that I still don't know this one. That was a little better, but still making silly mistakes at the end. I think that's just more of dependent on learning the song a little bit better. I think I came up a few spots, I think it was 10th or something like that previously. TK Linga at the top. But yeah. I won't make you suffer through more of that. Let's try the next one here.
Necesita una poca de gracia, una poca cosita de gracia y otra cosita y arriba y arriba. Ay, arriba y arriba y arriba eres. Yo no soy marinero, yo no soy marinero, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Una vez que te dije que eras bonita, se te puso la cara. Se te puso la cara coloradita y arriba y arriba. Ay, arriba y arriba y arriba eres. Yo no soy marinero, yo no soy marinero, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam.
Well done. You can continue to the next exercise.
Okay, that was a better run than my previous ones. But the big thing about this is string skipping with your right hand, and also same thing with all of the even the guitar ones, is that there's just variations. It's just and I wasn't ready for them, so there was just a slight little change up, and that slight little change up is enough to mess you up. So learning the song is just really having the song in your head a little bit better than what I currently have. But I'm more comfortable with it now. I don't necessarily find this extremely difficult. It's more along the lines of making, just being more familiar with it. Ryan and I believe Chrissy previously commented on this shirt. So this shirt is actually, I got this in China when I was in tour in China. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty funny. Origami dragon with breathing fire. So it was actually a friend of mine. She commented on this shirt and said that basically I need to learn how to fold an origami dragon now. So, which I don't know how to do, but that would actually be pretty cool. I don't know any origami at all. So yeah, I do want to learn that, but something's telling me that this dragon would be a little bit challenging to try to pull off. So let me go back to guitar, and I think, I could be wrong, but I think there's some things that I was missing out on today. Oh yeah, I was going to do some of those etudes. That's what I'm going to do. Here we go, and let me switch up. Okay, another question. What are my thoughts on playing the thumb on the bass? I find it uncomfortable. It does have a sound to it. It's a sort of a funky, fatter sound. So on slower things, if it's not terribly fast and you're purely going for, it's purely a musical decision. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I find it awkward. I find it difficult to do, but you're also talking to a guy who plays classical guitar, and classical guitar is a different mindset and a different way of thinking. So for me, it's not intuitive for me to use the thumb in some situations. There are some situations where it makes sense for me, but on the most part, I find it it's not natural for me to do. Again, I think it's a stylistic thing. If there's a certain style of music that requires that sound, or certain bassists are using that technique, then sure, go for it. But for faster things, it's not going to work out so much. So I think it kind of depends on the speed of which whatever you're playing. If it's something that's quite quick, it's just not going to work out. Using these two fingers, your index and middle finger, just makes more sense. So I would stick to that. And like I said, if it's a musical decision, then yeah, go for it. And if it's slow enough, I go. That's, I don't see any reason why not to do that. But as soon as it starts to get fast, that's pretty much it. All right, so just gonna show you guys some of the stuff that I'm working on. At some point, yes, I will be doing. At some point, yes, I'll be doing videos of these if I can. I would love to be able to do every single one of these ones, every single one of the Mr. Fastfinger Arpeggio Etudes, for a couple of reasons. One, it's fun. These are really fun songs for me, anyway, for me to play. I like how they sound. It's not like I'm only playing them for what the physical action of playing it, and that I think it's fun. I think they sound great, as well as everything. It encompasses everything. They're fun to play. I like how they sound, as well as they're forcing me to learn some new things, because he sometimes has these awkward fingerings, and it also forces me to sometimes learn fingerings that are just not my strengths, or not something that I'm comfortable with. So hold on one sec. So I'm just going to start with number 1. If you guys would rather I played a different one. Paul's taking off. Thanks for coming up, man. He's going to play some more bass. Great. He's going to go off and destroy all my scores. That's great. Yeah, I'll start with number 1, rhythm. And then I'll do number 1, lead. And if you guys want me to do this particular etude, let me know, and I'll try that one.
almost perfect. Next time, you'll nail it.
Okay. Not a bad run. I'm pretty happy with that. It's getting close to the point where I might be able to. Well, I should actually with that one. I think I'm pretty stinking close to being able to do a gold star run for a video. So the plan is for me to do both parts, the rhythm and the lead, in videos. That's what I plan on doing. Which is pretty challenging because I can't just be good at the lead, or I can't just be good at the rhythm part. I have to be, have to have both down. So pretty tough. All right. The lead. This one's tough. We got a new guy in the chat. His name's Alex, level 3 beginner. So welcome to the stream. On the last half of it, so hopefully you can get something out of this. And I'll probably gonna be breaking down this one. So, but you're level 3, so this is a bit of a leap up. So sorry about that. Anyway, and let's see how this goes. Bah. Bah. Okay. Yep. Oh, look at that. Samuel beat me on that one. That's okay. Definitely lots of room for improvement on that one for me. And it's mostly silly mistakes. It's not so much that I don't know what it is. It's just getting it into my brain, and just being ready for each of those changes. So, yeah. Let's try, unless you guys, let's see here. I don't see any real questions. Unless you want me to try to beat that score live, but I don't think that's going to happen just sitting here. I need to practice that one a little bit more. Let's see here. Actually, let me take a look at, hold on one second here. I just want to see what happens in this one. I should be able to gold star the second section, but I just make silly mistakes. Silly, that's right, people are copying me. I'll try it one more time. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to, give me a few seconds here to go into, I'm going to do one run of practice mode, and then I'm going to go into performance mode and see if I can gold star that second section. Okay, people are bringing up Love on the Rocks solo. I will do that one after a run of this. So I'll do the Love on the Rocks after I do one more full run of this song here. And it's probably not going to happen, but whatever. Yep, not happening today. I just need to spend some time to program some of these notes in. Like I said, I'm making silly mistakes. I know what these patterns are. I know what I should be doing, but it's just those transition of from one section to the next. Let's see here. I'm pretty sure I did not improve my score. But
Well done. You can continue to the next exercise.
nope. Gotta work on that a little bit more. Okay. Alright, Love on the Rocks. Let's see. Do you want the full song or do you want just the solo? Anybody? I'll give you a couple of seconds here. The full song is pretty fun. But there are also some pretty boring parts of this song. So I think I'll just do let's do this part here.
You're the tip of my iceberg, so cold. Love on the rocks. You're the tip of my iceberg, so cold that you love on the rocks.
Okay, you guys asked for full song. Here we go.
Touch of your hand, the look in your eyes, they make me feel as cold as ice. We got love on the rocks. But baby, when I look at you, I realize it is the eyes that makes you so nice. This is love on the rocks. You're the tip of my iceberg, so cold that you were probably created in a mold. Someone pushed you out and then you came and took my heart. Cause you gotta play with the cards you're dealt. Anyone feelings will make you melt. Wish I was a breezer, then we'd never have to be apart. Yeah. They make me feel as cold as ice. We got love on the rocks. But baby, when I look at you, I realize it is the eyes that makes you so nice. This is love on the rocks.
Almost perfect.
All right.
Next time, you'll nail it.
Silly mistakes, but it's kind of funny that that part is easy. So I have that pretty, I mean, it's memorized. But, you know, silly little mistakes here and there. And, but that's, you know, again, I attribute that to what I call grunt work, which is I've just practiced these kinds of concepts so much that muscle memory takes over. So and also the change up in the rhythm. Triplets. So we were going triplet. So 3 notes, 3 notes, 3 notes, 3 notes, 3 notes, 3 notes. And then immediately have to switch to 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So all the way through that. So that's pretty hard. And then again, it's a lot of left hand strength. If you're not comfortable with doing those kinds of patterns, it's a 3-note pattern, but I'm going up and down without picking anything. So pretty tough. And yeah, so there you go. Getting pretty close to wrapping this up. James is in love with triplets. Triplets are awesome. I love triplets. Let's try one more Arpeggio Etude. Then I'll wrap it up. So let's try Arpeggio Etude number 2 rhythm first. And then we'll see. As you can see, a lot of my scores here are not fabulous. I haven't gold started. So it's a work in progress. I'm still trying to improve on these. Actually, there's another one I want to try, which is really cool. It's the third one for rhythm. It almost seems like there is no lead and rhythm part for this one. It's like the rhythm part is kind of like lead, and the lead part is, well, lead. So it's kind of fun, regardless of which one that you play. So the third one, let's see what the third, yeah, level 11 for the rhythm. So pretty high up there. But I love this one. It's fun.
Well done! You can continue to the next exercise.
Okay. Not bad. So, as you can see, I still need some work on this. It's not gold starred. But love that one. So much fun to play. Yep. Starting to burn out here. I'll see if I can try to doing the lead, and then I'll call it a day. So, level 12.
Well done! You can continue to the next exercise.
Not that great. So, anyway, yeah, still need some work, still need some practice, so, so what do we got here? Pretty much gonna wrap this up pretty quick here, but you guys have some things. Q&A, so what are you saying? You've got... You guys are just kind of rambling. Yeah, so anyway, unless you guys have any questions, I'm going to wrap it up. I'll give you a few minutes to think about that. Otherwise, it's been a long one. Let's see, what's the time at here? It has precisely been an hour and a half, so pretty much usually when I wrap it up, either a little bit earlier than this or right about now. So it's pretty much the end of the stream. So give you guys a couple of seconds to do that. As far as this one goes, let's see here. I just want to take it into practice mode. Whoops. Most of the stuff in this is shapes. So, and again, I've done a certain amount of grunt work. So this here, I don't really read that. I actually look at that and I just think, oh, that's a minor chord shape. Or in this case, it's an E, or not an E, a D minor chord shape. So I know this shape. And then this shape here, it's another minor chord shape. So I'm not actually reading this stuff, like full on reading, like 9, 7, 8, 7. I'm not actually doing that. I'm seeing a major chord, and I see a minor chord, etc., etc. So that's how I'm able to learn this stuff. It's a lot of work, groundwork that I've done. So this ties into what I've said before, is if you go into into the workout sections and you work on your arpeggios, where's arpeggios? Over here. This really help to prepare you for a lot of other songs. And even then, there's so many different arpeggio shapes that you need to learn additional shapes for the Mr. Fast Finger stuff. So, what shapes are they generally? So the question was by Ryan was, what shapes are they though? They're chord shapes. So basically, if I take this, that part, I'll go back to that one part. Nope, I don't have to do that. History. I love history. I'm so glad they added history. It just makes things so much easier. So if we look at this, this is essentially the top half of, if you think of a bar chord. So I'm just doing a D minor full 6-string bar chord. It's essentially the top half of that chord. So we take a look at these 4 strings, and then there's just one extra note on the top, which is still part of a minor chord. Now, that's oversimplifying in the sense that you still have to learn how to sweep pick with your right hand, but it's a lot of prep ahead of time. Like this, to me, it's not used that much, but it is a minor chord shape. And then we have this here. That's a major chord shape. So you could almost think of this as the top half of a C chord. So if I do that back here, that's exactly, except this isn't a C chord. This is a G chord. So yeah, it's a lot of work, to be honest, but it pays off because once you've learned it, it opens the door up for so many other songs because you're not reading everything. You're not looking at it like it's looking at it for the first time. It's like, hey, I already know what that shape is. I recognize it, and it makes it a lot easier. But there's literally countless different shapes of these. That's what makes it intimidating and difficult, is that even if you memorized every one of the shapes from the workout section, you're still you still haven't what's going on here? There we go. There's tons of shapes that you won't be able to play that you aren't familiar with in the Mr. Fast Finger stuff. So there's so many of them. Anyway, that pretty much wraps it up. Ariel just showed up. Sorry, but this is like an hour and a half of this stream. So I'm going to be wrapping it up. I'm pretty tired, and yeah. Oh, one more question. So what's the best way to practice that? Honestly, it's memorization. It literally is. This is the reason why I call it grunt work, is that there's no real, what's the best way is you sit down and you try with one chord shape and you try to memorize that, and you sit down and you just, it's literally slaving away of just doing a chord shape over and over again. So half of it is memorizing, and the other half of it is, can you even get your fingers to do what you want them to do? It's a lot of work, a lot of work. So, yeah, and that could be another, it could be another 2 hour stream of me explaining how to memorize, all of these chord shapes. There's just so much. It's just such a big, a big topic, and this is why a lot of people have been sort of kind of screaming for the knowledge path. And I'm telling you right now, I would not want to be in that position of doing the knowledge path. It's just so much information to cover that. Developing a really, really good program for that is quite a challenge. So, yeah. Having said that, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for watching. There's been a lot of new people tonight. Thanks for coming. Crimson Taco Man, he's new, so thanks for coming out. I'll be doing this again next week. Same time, same place. And if it changes, I will let you know in the Facebook group. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group, there is a link in the description. Join that, and you can get lots of different updates for not just my stuff, but everybody in the group. Many of the people in chat are from that group. So really, really, really cool group of people. Also, if you haven't played Yousician, if this is your first introduction to Yousician, download link in the description box as well. And also, finally, if you can consider becoming a patron of mine on my Patreon page, there is a link in the description as well to my Patreon page. So that pretty much wraps it up. You guys are saying goodbye and thanks, and thank you to you guys. I'm taking a look here, and yeah, some of you guys are still around. Some of you guys sort of were mutes for a little while, but there you go. You're still there. Thanks for coming. Thanks for staying. Yeah, there's I'll have a new video for you guys on Wednesday, so check that out. If you guys have any questions, post it in the comment section. We'll see you all next weekend.